Hello, George at Ninja Food Forest. We did a KNF class this weekend. These KNF nutrients are ready now. These KNF, we'll call them fertilizers, but they're not fertilizers. It's not the. There is some nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in these. Mostly it's the microbes that we're collecting in these. And those microbes are what process the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and all those macronutrients and micronutrients in the soil for us. So we're trying to collect certain ones to do certain processes. These are going to be caught from fermented fruit and flowers. It's actually this one. These are from fermented plant parts. We've done that with young, immature fruits or the tips of fast growing, really green plants that are growing fast. So those microbes that we'd find in those environments, that we're going to want that biology in those areas is what we're looking for. We want to inoculate our yard with that. So when we want things to grow in their vegetative state, we'd use this one at 1 to 1,000. That's one teaspoon, a light teaspoon per gallon. Seems like a very little bit, but it's all you want. It's all you need. If you use too much, you'll use surplus and you'll have problems with that. At that point, it can be used even as a foliar spray or a root drench. Next to it, we have our lab extraction. That's lactose, lactic acid bacteria. So that lactic acid bacteria that feeds in the lactose, we used a rice wash. We took a rice, we washed that. We collected that water from that, add a lot of those labs on there, those lactic bacteria, those bacillus. We took those and we waited until that smelled just right. It took about 3 days, 2 to 3 days, and that had a real sweet smell to it. If you go too far, it's going to lose that sweet smell and go funky. And you'll smell it every day and notice it getting a little sweeter, a little close towards sweet. Had a little pellicle on top too. I shared a video. At that point, we saved it. And each of these, I put one part of the lab extraction or of the rice rice washed water to 10 parts milk. 1 part rice washed water to 10 parts milk, and so on. We can see how that's giving us that curd and whey. We're going to collect the whey. That's our lab, that lactic acid bacteria. That's disease prevention. That just works in so many ways. That's a probiotic. We can eat that. We can put it in our teas. We can drink it in water. We can spray it all over the place in our garden. Again, 1,000 to 1. We don't have problems with it. We want to use these things in combination with one another. So this, another use for it, just to digress a little bit, but not necessarily, it's the same topic, is if it smells in the chicken house, I take some of this, put it in a spray bottle and spray it. And it's going to hold that smell down and get those bacteria working on that for us. So there's many uses for it. It's a probiotic. And the last one we have today is the water-soluble calcium. And this was done with eggshells. There's another one you can do for calcium and phosphate. For this one, we just took these eggshells. I browned them on the stove. I cooked them long and slow until they were browned and even blackened a little. That removed any of that inside shell. I took a fan, and blew it across them, and that removed any of the inner shell we see on eggs or anything that might be organic and out of that shell, that calcium we're looking for. I put it in here, same again, 10 parts apple cider vinegar I use, any vinegar will work, to 1 part eggshells. I've got a video I shared already, I might connect it to this, where it shows when we first dumped it in, there's just a violent reaction. It bubbles and the eggshells float to the top and sink and float to the top and sink, float to the top and sink. And they're releasing that calcium, and we can see it just fizzing and bubbling. It's a chemical reaction, changing that vinegar for us, collecting that calcium in it. This is a very easy extraction. We're going to do that one first. I'll go ahead and dump this into the jar with a nice filter with a screen. These other ones, we're going to collect that farmhouse cheese off of that. So that takes a little bit more. I'm going to have to cut it, pull that out of there with a slotted spoon, and then filter out the liquid left behind. These are actually floating. This one could use a little longer, I think. I might not collect that one today. This one I think is ready. It's floating on the brown sugar. It's become a serum. That's as easy as putting that in and extracting that. The byproducts, again, is we have farmhouse cheese from this, which makes a wonderful cheese. We can eat it as it is, or cook it down and make a melted cheese, let it harden. This makes it just a wonderful, I'll probably chop my head off that whole video, aren't I? Makes a wonderful salad dressing because we use that brown sugar and that plant material. I've done it before with pumpkin and it was really good. And we'll see if this is just as good. But you make a vinegar salad dressing out of it. So we take that, what's left over, what we fermented, we extract the brown sugar from it. There's going to be a lot of sugar left in that plant material. And for volume, we add 2 parts water for whatever volume of that plant material is left. And we'll let it set and become a vinegar. We want to stop it before it becomes alcohol, but we stop it at that vinegar stage, and it's a wonderful salad dressing. If it goes to the vinegar stage, use it on your compost. Diluted, diluted, diluted. So in this video, I'm probably going to stop after I do the eggshells, and I'll start over and show these process. So for these eggshells, like I said, it's just as easy as dumping this out. Hopefully it doesn't tip over and embarrass me. First time using a new funnel, that works good. I'm not sure if one's going to hold it. It's going to be pretty close. Screen's clogged up. I think I'll call that good for the first one. I'm going to get a smaller jar real quick. Boy, I don't even know if there's enough worth. I don't think there is. Waste not, want not. I'm waiting for the shells to all fall at once. All right. I believe I'll just combine those two. It's not going to make it. I'm going to leave that as it is. So there we go. Now I'm going to cap this, and I can seal it now. And I'll store this in the refrigerator. This doesn't have as long a shelf life. This has to be refrigerated. This has to be in a cool area. Refrigerator's good. It won't be as active. If you're going to use it right away, store it on the shelf. 3 to 6 months at best. This is about the same as long as you refrigerate and are good with it. So those are 3 different Korean natural farming techniques for vegetative growth, flowering, disease protection, and again for flowering for our calcium intake to really get larger fruits. I'm George, Fat Ninja Food Forest. Change is better than a holiday and long overdue. Let's take a peek in the yard while I'm at it. Just beautiful today. So by collecting and storing those energies, we talk about the composting and the way we use guilds and whatnot and so on in the swales, but also using those waste products, eggshells. The milk wasn't a waste product, but we're catching and storing those wild bacteria around us with it. Using all those weeds and different plants, either compost or for those fermented plant juice, fermented fruit juices. Then understanding their uses and how we use them together and what the amounts are. That's what we teach here at Fat Ninja Food Forest. Change could be better than a holiday and long overdue. Peace.